this is not the finals at American Idol in 2003, okay?
Guys, what's up? My name is Kyron Turner, aka Mr. One, aka GaymerONE. And I am a
great ass bitch.
Great ass bitch.
Oh yeah?
But you know, Pokemon Silver, no, what is it? Scarlet and Violet. Because apparently, I'm honestly just surprised they're not going Pokemon gay and straight. Pokemon, they done ran out, guys. There have been 19 iterations, itineraries, versions, itineraries. There have been 19 itineraries of the Pokemon release line in all the different versions. And yes, I have notes because it keeps my mind straight. All the way from 1996, the release of Blue and Red. I know you remember that. Those were my first Pokemon games. Which one did you have? Because I think I had Blue. Did you have Blue? Did you have Blue? You didn't have any Pokemon?
I didn't have Pokemon at all. I never played.
Which one did y'all have? No, for real. Tell me in the comments, because if you either started with Red or Blue or Yellow, Yellow is where Pikachu could fucking follow you. I'm starting out with Love today, because I feel like I'm about to get hate mail after this video. So we're starting with Love. Pokemon Yellow, these are the games, and because I did a little bit of research, right? And we have Pokemon Red and Blue, then it goes Yellow, then Gold and Silver, Crystal, Ruby and Sapphire, then Fire Red. The last one I played, I think, was Emerald. No. Did I play Diamond and Pearl? I played Diamond and Pearl. No. You see my issue with how many goddamn Pokemon games there's been? But I think there's over 1,000 Pokemon now. The most recent one is Scarlet and Violet. It honestly, it just released, I think November 18th. It's got me thinking, right? I love Pokemon, and I grew up with it. And I played Red and Blue. I played Yellow. All the way from when fucking everybody was losing their mind when Pikachu could follow you around because Pokemon, right? Oh my God. Like, it was the best. It was about evolution. It was about growing. It was about changing. It was about RPGs. The thing that I love the most. Okay, and that's kind of how my Twitch ties in too, guys. If you haven't followed me on Twitch, please go do that. Also, check in. We're going to keep talking about this. As I turn the cup that is available on shopthecookout.com. There is new merch. You should absolutely go check it out. This cup says Chase Cassidy. Waka waka. But also liking, commenting, and subscribing, guys. It's wholly important, and people on this network want our turn. That's all we need to do is get in this algorithm, and it is done. Thank you so much. Comment too, because I'm probably about to make you mad, so check it. Pokemon has been something that we have grown up with. Something like Toy Story, and I'm going to use that comparison a lot because it kind of rung with me, right? We all remember what Toy Story did. It started with us as kids, my generation. I'm 30 now, and if anybody ever asks you if you say I'm 30, I'm fucking you up. Okay, but I'm 30 now, and no, I feel good. I'm young. Chase isn't. I feel good.
This show is now canceled.
But Toy Story started out with us as kids, and it progressed, and all the way through Toy Story fucking 4, it grew up with us. It still kept the access to kids. It still kept reaching out to that newer audience, that younger audience. But it stayed true to us because we were the ones that made it what it was. And that's kind of how I feel about Pokemon. I do. I'm sick of this craze. This Pokemon craze. And I want to start this out with a disclaimer by saying, check it. I am not here to bash you for liking this game. I like games that you may hate. RPGs can be boring as fuck to some people. Some games I turn on and Chase leaves the goddamn room. Okay? He is not about it. I get it. But this is also my opinion, so that's obvious, all right? So anything that I say is obviously my opinion, and therefore I want you to respond and talk to me about it. Be respectful, because we do fight.
Hold up a minute. Wait. Cause she got my chin. I get disrespected in the worst way. You know what I mean? The bitch, she spit in my hair, and a little tiny bit got on my face. So I'm gonna whoop that bitch's ass, and I mean it. And that bitch breath stinks.
Okay, and we'll get into some of the practices that Nintendo does and continues to do because it's good for business. But that doesn't necessarily make it good in general, right? And so what I'm talking about now is at the time that this game was being sold to us, things like voice acting weren't as important. It was great because if you were using these games and they didn't have voice actors, you would have to read. I'm saying, and I firmly believe, that school and video games taught me a lot of what I know today because, and this is going to be a far-fetched statement, what I'm saying is I was able to practice some of the things that I learned in school in video games. Puzzle solving, critical thinking, reading, things like that. And so that's where things came, where things are good. Things like the story wasn't as important because at the heart of playing a game, whether it's electronic or IRL in real life, it's about human connection. And that's what that's the soul of Pokemon. So we were there. You remember we used to have to get the cable, right, to connect the Game Boys, but you had to be near the person. And so even more so then than now, it connected people more because now you can just hop on the internet. I don't have to see you. Back then, I had to be within 10 feet of you, you know, and that was if you got the deluxe cable. It was really like 6 feet, you know. You couldn't average penis size, you know.
Oh.
OnlyFans at Kyron. No. But it was about that. That's when we were kids. I'm comparing this to Toy Story because of why is it, and this is my whole point, right? Why hasn't this game evolved and changed as we have? We begged our parents to spend the money on this game and begged and pleaded to get these games because back then Pokemon was that bitch. It was the RPG. Okay? It was the game. It set the tone for so many games, even in the turn-based era, because now we're in a real-time action era, RTA, and Pokemon, to me, doesn't live up. They keep this turn-based aesthetic, but we'll get into that later. But what I'm saying is, it's been around since '96 in video game form. We were there to help grow it. It's a game about evolution, and guys, there have been, and this is where everybody's gonna start attacking me, but whole like big picture thinking, there have been almost no changes. The story is still the same, okay? And no, I have not played the new Scarlet and Violet. And somebody's gonna say, then why that's where you stop. My average video count is gonna stop right here, minutes viewed. But I've watched it. I'm a Twitch a streamer, and so I've watched other streamers play it. And it's the same shit that I played in 1996. Guys, it's the same story arc and the same basis. You start out with 3, no matter how they do it. Now they've changed it to where the legendary you get on the boxes, you get it at the beginning and you ride it as a bike. You still have your pick of your 3. You still don't get any more than that, which is odd because why can't I have it's still the rival. Only now the rival choose the Pokemon that you're strong against rather than you're weak against, like they did back in the day. There have been so many things as far as story evolution and the game as a whole that have not changed, and I question why. And we go into the main issue. In my opinion, fans, and this included me, I don't hate Pokemon, I'm just not in it, but the nostalgia of the fans, it's killing the series. It's killing it. In my opinion, business-wise, no. And then you can say, look, that's where the argument ends. But success in dollars and numbers does not always mean success in quality and what you could be doing. Nintendo I get it. They are part of the blue ocean business strategy, and I looked this up, and it's a thing where essentially they aim to avoid competition with companies, the big companies, PlayStation and Xbox. So they create a demand for games for other audiences, right? The average member of the Xbox and PlayStation community is between 17 and 40. So what does Nintendo do? They shoot below that. And I even had an individual to enhance this point that I just made even more, that will be able to enhance it even more by essentially telling me, because they went to school and studied in some areas of this expertise, that there's a lost demographic between with kids between the age of 10 and 13 years of age, and so they either shoot below or above that. So we get it. Pokemon is aiming at children, and it's working. Their numbers have not faltered. Nintendo themselves even said that their strategy is aimed at children. But recent studies, and even in a 2017 study of the Pokemon games at that time, which I believe, and don't get me wrong in this, which I believe at the time was around Sword and Shield, the average gamer in the Pokemon world was about 20 to 30. And that's the point, right? Just because something's working doesn't mean you can't try anything different. The people who have developed this series and have given Game Freak and Pokemon Nintendo the money to be able to grow this are the exact same people who are my age right now and have been asking for a different experience. They've added gimmicks, sure, they have, and the Gigantamax and all these new evolutions and this shiny, what I call the shiny issue. You know, there are literally, and let's just get around this, because, and I get it, you're appealing to a younger audience. But there are shiny Pokemon that have 0 advantages. Some of the numbers to get these shiny Pokemon are about 1 in 4,096 encounters will you encounter a shiny Pokemon. And I have seen people, and again, this is all about collection. I am not here to attack. But I have seen people do this and get frustrated with it and criticize it. But we still give our money to it for it to continue to happen. Pokemon's not growing and changing because Pokemon doesn't need to grow and change. I understand that. But why not service the people who have been there for you since the start? But my whole point being, why hasn't the series evolved? Stories have been able to grow and change. They enhanced and made a complete experience out of one section of a game. Square Enix did with Final Fantasy. Stories like Last of Us have taken us and made us cry. Even enhancements on older games that have released as sequels like Metroid Dread have given us tension and suspense and changed and evolved the way things happen. With paying homage to the old ways and the old things that you did. Prime example with Dread. And it's about the same company, Nintendo. It's about Game Freak's a part of it. It's the same thing. So I need that with Pokemon. Nothing's changed but gimmicks. What I want is progressive changes, not a fucking gimmick. That's what they're selling us. And I'm not here to destroy the love that people have. I have seen people stream who only stream 2 or 3 hours, stream fucking Pokemon for 10 straight hours. I love it. Being online with your friends, I fucking live for it. But they are selling us gimmick and not progressive changes. Why not allow us to do something where there? That's, I stutter sometimes. Fuck all you guys. Pokemon Unite. You control the Pokemon. Why can you control the Pokemon in that? But they release a game new in 2022. That is solely turn-based. Why not give me a mix? Like a Final Fantasy VII, mixing turn-based and real-time. Innovate! This is an RPG. This is supposed to be a strategy game. Where's the difficulty? Sure, they've amped up the difficulty. These games are just as easy as they were when I could beat them when I was 9. There's no depth. This is coming from a guy who lives in an RPG world and who loves story, character, and game building. Gameplay building. I love it. There's nothing like it. There is fucking nothing like it. It transforms you. But I could no longer continue to play a Pokemon game that feels the same as it did when I was 9 and when there was no color in them. I'm not here to... I would love to get a sponsorship by Nintendo or any game company. What I'm saying is, man, that 17 to 40 age group that PlayStation and Xbox markets to, you're doing pretty fucking good. And this Blue Ocean strategy is great, but why can't there be enough room for everybody to eat? That's the problem. You can watch more than one YouTube program, guys. You can comment in more than one place. You can advertise to the same people and still make money. I can almost bet you that if Pokemon put out a game with depth, substance, a challenge, actual thought into the battle system rather than holding on to something that they have never had to change since 1996, it would do wild numbers. At this point, the video game industry is way past, if not on the same level, as TVs and movies. So I don't need all the heart and the passion to be in the show and in the movies. I need it in the game. Because people are going to be playing the game more than they watching that fucking show. I'm not here to make you feel bad because you played it. I'm here to challenge a company that in almost every aspect of their business strategy has held on to the old and not tried to progress or change. Please don't even get me started. Please don't even get me started. Please don't even get me fucking started on the lack of POCs and people of color. POCs and people of color in this game. So like I was saying, going back to that Toy Story comparison that I started with, Toy Story has decided and did decide that it would ride with the people who they were created it for and who were growing up, who could also take that experience that they had with that and pass it down to their kids and continue to pass it down. So all I'm asking is, Game Freak and Pokemon, why haven't we done that? It will win either way. We can continue to pass that experience that you gave to us in the beginning on down. But change is necessary, and sometimes, like Square Enix with Final Fantasy XII, you will fail. But that's the best part. Try something new. Guys, thank you for watching. And watch until the end. I'm not here to attack. Just showing love, but it's hard for me to support a series that refuses to change. Even if its target audience is kids. Kids deserve more too. My name is Kyron Turner, aka Mr. One, aka GaymerONE. I appreciate you for watching me, showing me love. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.